Another kid from the ghetto.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I go by the name of Caesar, and I welcome one and I welcome all to my little world where I just share my opinion and I just speak my mind and, and share some of the information that I'm getting. Sometimes we learn things and, we just want to share and vent, speak, and figure things out with people and figure out the nitty gritty with folks. What you can expect. And I'm new to this, so if there's any pointers that anybody has out there, definitely let me know. Reach out to me, send me a comment. I'm adjusting to all of this, and I'm new to all of this. So with your help, I'm destined for greatness. And with your help, how can I fail, right? Above all, I'd like to say, and this is something that I'd like you guys to memorize, because it is an important and a very integral part of our movement. And this is our mantra, man. Walk tall, think rich, don't bow your head unless in the face of God, because if you do, you'll drop your crown, and you do not want to do that because you're kings and queens. I will say it again. Walk tall, think rich, don't bow your head unless in the face of God, because if you do, you drop your crown, and you do not want to do that because you are kings and queens. All right? You could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here and you're rocking with me, and I appreciate it. I really do. You guys could be doing a whole lot of things, but you're right here with me. So with no further ado, man, let's get to the nitty gritty, man. Let's get to it. Now, I'd like to say we have to appreciate life. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is I'm a little bit late with this, but either way, I'll still share it. I'll still discuss it with you. And as I sit in my office, my little office area, and if you hear any ambient sound, any movement in the background, I have the youngest CEO who runs the ship with us. And I have my partner in crime and my partner, like with all business that I conduct, my better half. So if you hear any activity and stuff like that, please don't mind me. It is what it is. And anybody with a family out there knows exactly how it goes. Now, with that being said, I'd like to send my condolences out to PRE, the Paper Route Empire, regarding the untimely demise of young Dolph, who was gunned down senselessly a couple days ago. I think at this point it's a week. I'm a little bit behind because I've been dealing with day-to-day life and I'm just getting to it, but I promise consistency. And yeah, he was just picking up cookies. Allegedly, he was picking up cookies for his grandma or for his mom or something like that, who didn't live too far away from Makeda's. And two gunmen just hopped out and they ended his life. And from what I'm understanding, the vehicle of whoever committed the crime allegedly was found, and then one of the people who may have been responsible for the attack and the homicide was now was killed. And it's just a whole mix-up, and it seems as far as what people are saying, they're saying that it's cut and dry. It's gonna be an in and out, open and shut case. They will find who it is. If it's not the police, man, then it will be street justice. The person is gonna be found, the people, the persons, whoever. And karma is karma. Now, if you hear that in the background, that's his youngest CEO, probably giving Proud Mama a hard time, but it is what it is. Now, with that being said, I just wanted to say my condolences go out to the whole PRE empire, the family, the mother of his two children, his better half, and his family, his mom and his dad, and Key Glock. And man, it's not an easy thing. I've dealt with losing folks in my life, and I know that it's not an easy thing to deal with. It's tricky. It takes time. 3 stages you have to go through: denial, anger, and then accepting. And it's just, it's not fun. But my condolences go out to that whole family. And regarding all of that, I just wanted to say, right? And check this out. First of all, what do you guys think about being successful, being a multimillionaire, even possibly a billionaire, and then ultimately you want to stay within the confines of where you come from because you want to keep it real. You want to stay close to your come up area, right? And also you want to show people that you came up with that it's possible for anybody. But the thing is, I call it the Nipsey Hussle effect. Is it wise to stay within the confines of where you came up from just to keep it real and to give back? Or can you leave and still give back and still contribute without physically being there? You don't have to be physically there, and you don't need to leave a fingerprint, but you can still have the effects that are necessary to help people. So is it a situation where we can just walk away from where we come from and just leave it be and still help people from a distance and just leave it at that? It's a tricky one, because on one side, what people will say is, hey, you forgot about the hood, or you're not keeping it real anymore. And all the hate comes, and if it's not hate from your friends, it's gonna be hate from people that you don't even know, or it's gonna be hate from family members, and it's just it just becomes a whole cluster F up situation, or the cluster, for lack of a better word. Try and keep it clean on this, hoping to pick up sponsors and all that, but at the same time keeping it as raw as possible for you guys to understand what it is. But yeah, and then also regarding this whole Young Dolph situation, a week prior to him passing, him and Soulja Boy, or Soulja Boy's camp and the Paper Route camp, so the SODMG gang and the Paper Route camp, I think we're getting into it, not necessarily the camps, but Soulja Boy got into it with one of the Paper Route artists.
Man, laughing. See what I'm saying? That could have been me. Them fuck niggas was threatening me too. How about that? Them fuck niggas was
going back and forth, and it's, to be quite honest, I won't even get into the backstory because it's really trivial about who did what first. But it's it all started about who did what first, right? Between him and Key Glock. But anyways, now with Young Dolph passing, Soulja Boy subsequently put out a song called Stretch Some, and I don't know if that's a great idea to put out something like that, especially during times when you had an issue with someone, and then you kind of put out something that you put out something that insinuates that you had something to do with whatever it was, or you're playing with the emotions of people, or you're doing what most people do, which is trolling and putting out information with the hope that the public will take it a certain way, because it's all about perception, right? People take things and look at things, and it's all about how things are perceived in order for us to, come up with our own determination, or with our own, idea of what we think happened. It's all a bunch of assumptions and this and that, but the way the internet works, man, it's a court of public opinion, right? So at the end of the day, Soulja Boy putting out a song like that, people who are not knowledgeable will assume that he's implying that he has something to do with it, right? It's a dangerous thing, not only for Soulja Boy, but it's a dangerous thing for both sides. Because if war begins over something which is a misunderstanding, and honestly, I just feel like by the time I'm putting this out, the whole thing will be squashed. I'm really hoping it. But it's really dumb. But anyways, man, let's switch gears. Let's move on, because we have quite a bit of ground to cover, because a couple things that happened over the period of the past 7 days, and I just want to get into it and see what you guys think, all right? Now, I don't know if you guys love music as much as I do. I love my music. I love hip-hop music. I love the whole culture, from the aesthetics of the clothing right down to the textures and everything that they use in the music itself, instruments, everything. Love it, right? But at the same time, I wonder about some things. So let me just get to it, right? Let me not waffle on. Kanye West, Drake had their issues, had their beef, their back and forth. People claiming or trying to make it seem like they slept with this person's wife, and I'm implying in regards to Drake, putting out bars or inferences that people might take as him again insinuating that he messed with Kanye's wife. Kanye's wife being Kim Kardashian. For anybody out there who lives under a rock, all right. So now with that being said, they've had their beef for the past couple years, man. You had Pusha T coming in with the story of Adidon, and Pusha T like really exposing the fact that Drake had a son and this and that. And I don't even think Drake was hiding the fact that he had a son. I just think he was waiting for the perfect timing, because at the end of the day, he is a big, humongous behemoth of a brand. And when it comes to him having a kid, that is something that would impact his brand to a degree, especially with the circumstances of how the child is coming into play and everything. And the child is innocent, so I don't think Drake has any I don't think Drake had any malicious intent regarding the whole, keeping his son under wraps until he found it was a perfect time to show it to the world, or show his blessing to the world. But with that being said, Good Music Camp was going at it with OVO. You had the story of Adidon exposing this, exposing that. People talking about, just a bunch of things, right? Things came to a head with people claiming that, hey, Drake moved down the street from me. He knows where I live, and he friends up all the people and all the females in my life. which is whatever, man. All is fair in love and war. 32 laws of power, well, 48 laws of power, man. And at the end of the day, you got to use what you got to use. So it is what it is. But that beef went, escalated to a point where I think there were people were getting concerned at some point. And then it spilled over into the music as well, because now they're competing in terms of music sales and, the whole thing, right? Well, thank the maker. The whole thing was resolved. J. Prince stepped in between. I think because of a joint effort that they have to free Larry Hoover Sr. And the concert that they're putting together, they managed to squash their beef and they hung out even and all's well and everything's perfect, right? Now, the reason why I was even bringing up my love for music and everything is they're putting together a concert for the freedom or to help free Larry Hoover, right? Now, from what I heard, one of the tickets that are at the front, man, cost $4,000. Wow. I'll let that thing breathe, man. Hold on. $4,000.
Oh boy.
That's $4,000. 4 racks. For a front row seat to see Kanye and Drake. Love Kanye. Appreciate Drake. Love Drake for his accomplishments and everything he's done and showing people that it is possible. But $4,000 for a front row seat, I don't know. I might sound like a hater and it might come off like, why wouldn't you support your fellow folks, man? Your black folks, man. Why wouldn't you support? No, man. $4,000? Come on, man. Make this experience something that is affordable for people, outside of that $4,000 tax bracket or $4,000 bracket, man. $4,000, I don't know. But anyways, that's just my little spiel. I'm happy that they squashed the beef. I'm happy that they've gotten their act together. And hopefully, just like Rory and Maul was saying, hopefully they come together with some new music, some collaborations, some visuals, something to put into the mix and we see what's cracking. But it is what it is, man. I'm just happy that they're not beefing anymore because it was getting so weird. It's almost like they beef with each other to a point because they actually want to tell each other how much they love each other. They like each other so much. It's almost like an attention thing. I'm going to beef with you so much because I like you so much. You're so great at what you do. I like you so much, but I don't want to admit it, but I like it. And I hate you so much, but I like you. That's what it sounds like, man. It sounds like a weird, twisted fanboy love situation that, but at the end of the day, I'm just happy that great music came out of it. No violence. No one got hurt. And the blessing is there's maybe some goodies coming on the way, man, in terms of great music. So Dr. Dre is going through a divorce, and I'm just touching on this very, very briefly. I just wanted to say that anybody out there, man, when you do get married to anybody, make sure that both you guys are evenly yoked. Make sure that the person that you're with and you're committing yourself to is somebody that you truly love and you truly care about. Now, I know it might sound redundant, and someone might say, well, everybody thinks that they're in love when they first meet somebody, and everybody thinks they're in love when they propose to someone and have children and all these things. But I'm just thinking to myself that the society that we're living in nowadays is pretty much everything is microwave. Nothing is like that wooden stove, that slow cook. We don't really experience that anymore. So next time, fellas, ladies, anybody out there who's listening, when you meet somebody, take time. Let it marinate, let it sink in, let it brew, let it just pace yourself and learn more about the person that you're dealing with. Because right now, Dr. Dre is going through a nasty divorce. His wife, his better half, man, at the time, she probably thought he was a great guy. He probably thought she was great. And now look at them, they're at odds with each other. Money's in the middle, and it's just it's wild. One side might think it's a cash grab. The other side might think it's a this, that. So I'm just saying, for anybody who's listening out there, please, 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 be wise about the partner that you choose, because down the road you might sustain financial headaches that you never imagined, amongst other headaches, and no pun intended. Even Dr. Dre's health was in question, and I'm thinking to myself, the pressure from this whole divorce might have been a contributing factor, but I'm no doctor. Who knows, man? Let's talk about accountability real quick. One of my favorite artists, Meek Mill, put out a great project, Expensive Pain, that I've been bumping, and that joint is fire. I can't lie. I really appreciate it. It gets me in the zone, gets me, it gets my juices going. Pause. But it gets me going. It gets me moving. But what I wanted to say was, currently Meek Mill is going through a situation with his with the label that he signed to. So I'm not quite sure if he has an issue with MMG itself, or he has an issue with the main label, right? So not the boutique label, but the main label. And I'm not sure. I think he's with Atlantic. Yeah, I think it's Atlantic or something. But whoever the main label is, he has an issue currently, right? And I guess he's saying that he hasn't recouped or gotten any money or ever received a check from said label. So it's a catch-22. Is it a situation where the reason why he hasn't received a check is because he hasn't recouped on whatever the advances were that were given initially? Because that's how contracts usually work, right? They front you some money, which is basically a loan. You get the money, you're supposed to use that money for the project, and then they recoup the money based on unit sales. Or if you have a 360 deal, then they're taking a piece of everything. You performed on stage, take a piece of that. You sell a t-shirt, we took a piece of that. Made an appearance on a show, we took a piece of that. Spat in a cup and they wanted to sell it for $1 million, we took a piece of that. They took everything, so they take everything. So I don't think it's a 360 deal. I'm not sure if he's renegotiated the deal earlier on after he initially signed the deal, or if he has maintained the same deal from when he first signed. Now, if he's maintained the same deal from when he first signed, then it might be it might be a little bit tricky, and it's just one of those things that we have to just wait and see exactly what comes to light and what they bring up. But it might be a Summer Walker situation where Summer Walker did say that the initial contract that she had, it was what it was. But over time, she took, they readjusted it and they renegotiated it. And that's what a lot of artists do. They get an initial contract. Contract is not the best a lot of the times. And then they sell the way they sell. They advance, they progress, and they get more opportunities. And then they come back to the table and they sit with the main label and say, hey, would like to renegotiate and refigure this whole thing out. And for the most part, it works out. Sometimes it doesn't work out too well, but for the most part, it works out. Now, I'm just hoping that Meek Mill finds some sort of resolution, and I'm hoping that there's no friction between him and Rick Ross in regards to like this whole situation, because nothing gets between two people like money, right? Doesn't matter if it's your brother, your friend, business partner, whatever. It could be your better half, man, your wife. As soon as there's a money issue, money issues have been known to break up happy homes, friendships, and the whole nine. So hopefully this situation is something that they can reconcile about if they are at odds with each other, which I really doubt. But with the way social media and the internet is and speculation is, everyone is going to make it seem like they're at odds with each other. They were saying that they were at a party together and Meek Mill denied Rick Ross access to a certain portion of where the party was. I don't know if that's true. A lot of times people embellish things and they make up things. We are yet, let me say that, we're yet to hear what really happened. All right. Now, with that being said, I go by the name of Season, man, and this is my little recap of everything that has taken place over the past week. And I'll be back with another one, man. I'm now going to, get myself updated with Power. I already watched the first episode of, I don't know if it's Power Book 2 Season 4. I don't know, man. The one with Tyreek. So, yeah, Tyreek is back on the scene. I watched BMF. I think it was the season finale. Season finale was pretty dope with Big Meech and his little brother like walking away. Won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it out there. But Power and BMF, if you want to binge watch something and catch up on something, they're about maybe 10 episodes. Power, if you've never watched Power before, I vouch for it. I'll put it along the lines of The Wire and the whole nine. Go check it out. But for now, hopefully you guys enjoyed this commentary. Hopefully you can support the move and everything that goes on. I'm just appreciating every single person that's taking time to just sit back and listen to this. Walk tall, think rich, don't buy a head unless in the face of God, because if you do, you drop your crown, and you do not want to do that because you're kings and queens. I appreciate one, I appreciate all. I love one, I love all. Be safe out there, and I'll catch you in traffic. One.